Imagine it's 1940. You're a young British pilot, strapped into your cockpit, climbing desperately to meet the enemy. What you see is a swarm of Messerschmitt Bf-109s, the deadliest fighter in the sky. For a British pilot, the sight was terrifying. The 109 was a monster. It could outclimb and outdive anything the RAF had. Its powerful engine let it hang in the air and then plummet like a hawk, guns blazing. And those guns, the 20mm cannons, could rip a British fighter apart with just a few hits. Making matters worse, the German pilots weren't rookies. Many were hardened aces, veterans of the Spanish Civil War, Poland, and the Blitzkrieg through France. They knew how to kill. The situation for Britain was desperate. The Luftwaffe didn't just send fighters. They came in massive waves of bombers escorted by swarms of Bf-109s. The RAF was outnumbered, outgunned, and constantly scrambling. British pilots were often so rushed they barely had enough fuel for the fight, let alone to get home. The pressure was immense. France had fallen. Belgium had fallen. Britain stood alone, the last bastion against Nazi domination in Western Europe. Every pilot knew that if they failed, invasion was next. The weight of the world was on their young shoulders. But then, something incredible happened. British pilots discovered a secret weapon hidden in plain sight: the Spitfire's turn. The Spitfire had a unique elliptical wing design. It wasn't just for looks, it was an aerodynamic masterpiece. This design allowed the Spitfire to turn tighter and faster than any other fighter, including the mighty Bf-109. In a straight-line race, the 109 might win, but in a swirling, close-quarters dogfight, the Spitfire was king. It could whip around in a dizzying arc and get on a German pilot's tail before he even knew what was happening. German pilots started reporting back with frustrated warnings. "You can't shake a Spitfire once it hooks behind you." This discovery was a game changer. RAF squadron leaders quickly adapted their strategy. They told their pilots, "Stop trying to outclimb the 109s. Don't get into a diving contest, you'll lose. Instead, drag them into a turning battle. Lure the German fighters into a horizontal fight, a swirling merry-go-round, where the Spitfire's agility became its deadliest weapon." Suddenly, the hunter became the hunted. British pilots, once on the defensive, were now setting the terms of engagement. German pilots, who were used to dictating every fight, became hesitant, more cautious. The psychological advantage was shifting. The German high command was caught completely off guard. Their intelligence had focused on speed and firepower, dismissing the Spitfire as inferior. They simply hadn't understood its incredible maneuverability. As their losses mounted, urgent reports flew back to headquarters. The message was clear: Spitfire pilots always turn inside us. Avoid turning fights at all costs. This forced the Luftwaffe to completely rethink their tactics in the middle of the most critical air campaign of the war. They had lost the initiative. This shift was the turning point of the Battle of Britain. As Spitfires consistently outmaneuvered the dreaded 109's, RAF morale soared. They weren't just surviving anymore. They were winning. Luftwaffe bomber crews lost faith in their fighter escorts, who could no longer guarantee their safety. By holding the skies, the pilots of the RAF accomplished the impossible. They stopped Hitler's planned invasion of Britain, Operation Sea Lion, dead in its tracks. So, what's the real lesson here? The Battle of Britain wasn't won by raw power or superior numbers. It was won by a single, subtle, aerodynamic advantage. The Spitfire's turning radius, a small detail in a complex machine, was enough to save a nation. It's a powerful reminder that sometimes, it's not the biggest or the fastest that wins the day. It's the smartest, the most agile, and the one with a hidden trick up its sleeve. The Spitfire's elegant wing didn't just win dogfights, it changed the course of world history. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this story, be sure to like and subscribe for more.